Here's the most important thing to know. Even though there's a lot of scissors in that case, the most important thing to know is that there's a lot of different sizes. So we can break this down a lot easier for you guys by this side of the shear. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. And the first shear we're going to talk about is the HH8 or the Talon. This is the first shear that we made. It's also the most popular shear that we had. I personally think that's for a couple different reasons, and I think that a lot of reps and stylists would agree. This is a perfectly balanced shear from the back of the shear, where the handle is, to the front of the shear, where the blade is. It's very easy for a stylist to control in their hand, and it also helps with hand fatigue because it's not so heavy, and there's no weight in the front pulling the hand down. There's no weight in the back pushing the hand down. So here's what's special about the HH8. Number one, it has a super ergonomic handle on it, which helps to keep your hand in a more natural position while you're cutting, which helps with wrist fatigue and carpal tunnel long-term in the career if the stylist does know how to hold the shear properly. It's super, super cost effective for the stylist. This is a premium shear that can be used for absolutely anything they want to do in hair, but it's at a very, very cost effective price for them. And it's going to start about $550 and then go all the way to about $750 depending on what size. And that's another huge thing about this shear, is that it has so many different sizes. It starts at a 5-inch and goes all the way to a 7.5, broken up in half sizes. So to make that a little more clear, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. That's a lot of different sizes that you can get this particular shear in. Having said all of that, one of the big things with this and this handle is that this handle is used more widely throughout our shear line than any other shear that we make. It comes in this shear, it comes in the 9T, the 13T, the 14T, the 40T, the 6, the 1. This is a shear that you can marry with so many different shears and keep that same feeling in the stylist's hand. So there's no relearning how to hold a different shear. What do you think?
I'll take 2 of those.
Yeah, and the creme de la creme,
whoa,
it comes in a lefty.
I want to say something he actually touched on. A good selling point and a product knowledge point is knowing what the product does for your body. Like he pointed on that, you know, talking about carpal tunnel. Most time the people or stylists don't realize that their capillary muscle, when they're hurting at the end of the day, their wrist hurts, their forearm hurts, it's their capillary muscle. They have their wrist cocked. So like he was saying, with that shear, you're able to actually hold it up, get proper shear technique, and keep this part of your wrist open, your elbow elevated, and it allows you to do a better haircut, carry a finer line, and at the end of the day you can do 2 or 3 more haircuts because you're not hurting, the pain isn't there. So that's also product knowledge as well.